Okay, so promised you a video on basic biomechanics. Probably quite a good follow-on from the little picture of the little boy doing the overhead squat this morning. Going to run through a couple of principles that most people need to be aware of, which are really good for preventing injuries, but also making sure you can hit the positions in basic body movements without causing problems in certain joints and without harming yourself going forward. Basically, strength and mobility in the basic human movements are going to keep you healthy. So the two principles are, one quite a simple one: bones move, joints feel, muscles react. So what we're going to look at is the joints in the body on a joint by joint basis. If you have an issue with your joint, a lot of people experience knee problems with doing squats or running or playing sports. A lot of people experience lower back problems. Normally, this is because of a problem with the joint above or below it, or the muscle function above or below it. So that's the next principle. It's the alternating joint principle, which basically means that if we start from the ground up, the ankle should be a nice mobile joint. It should plantar flex, dorsiflex, invert, evert, should move very, very nicely. The knee should be a stable joint. It really doesn't move around a lot. It flexes and extends, doesn't want to do too much more than that. If it has to, because of a lack of mobility at the ankle, that's when you start to get problems. The hip joint, again, should be a nice mobile joint. It's a big, strong joint with some of the biggest muscles in the body attached to it. So if that one becomes immobile, then you are going to have problems with either the knee or the lower back. So the next one, the next joint up from that is the lumbar spine, which again should be a very stable joint. The T-spine should be nice and mobile. Coming from that, the shoulder blades should be very stable to provide a stable position for the cervical spine and for the shoulders to be nice and mobile. Going through the elbow again is a stable joint, the wrist a mobile one. What we're going to look at going forward is how issues with the joint can affect, or issues with a mobile joint can affect a stable joint above or below it, and how to kind of do some basic maintenance on that so those problems don't occur. As I say, most people who experience, say, for example, problems with the knees when they're running or squatting, it's because either the hip or the foot isn't doing what it's supposed to do, so the knee has to start moving around a lot more than it should, and that's when things become problematic. So they're the basic principles, and what we're going to look at in the next video is just some really simple sort of body work to try and make a joint that's supposed to be mobile to kind of get that mobility back, and that's what we'll look at next.